Alright guys, welcome back to some more Farming Simulator 17. That is right, today it is finally time for us to upgrade our equipment. I've been talking about it for ages now. The case is ancient and needs to go, and we need something more powerful and something faster to replace it. As you should already know, we have already decided that it's going to be the JCB Fast Track 8000, this guy right here, most likely with the upgraded engine for an extra 15k. We might not get it right away. We may stick with the default engine to begin with, because we shouldn't need any more than 280 horsepower for the time being. But it's just something to keep in mind, we can upgrade it to 310 should we want. Other things to note. I've been incredibly busy in between episodes. I've done so much work around the map. I mean, you can see just from the money how much I've gotten, but there's one thing I want to mention real quick while I'm here. If I head over to the Voltra, you'll see the map looks a bit different. I decided to see if you could just edit a file to make the map look different, and lo and behold, you can. So I changed the look of the map to match our new fields. Instead of, if I go to needs plowing, you can see this is the old shape, but I decided to change it here so that it matches. Just, I don't know, it's kind of cool, I guess. And I've saved obviously the default one in case I want to like start a new save, and I don't want the map to look like this, but for our save in this case it just seems to make sense to do, because otherwise it'll be quite confusing. But in case anyone joins the series and wonders why it looks like this is why I did it, basically. We're gonna call this long one Field 23 and this small one here Field 22, even though the numbers don't quite match up. I don't think there's a way to move the number, because I think it's locked to the middle of the field, right? I assume that's how that works, and the field is still technically that. Right, that's still technically the fields. I am considering turning periodic plowing off, by the way, because with large fields, like for example, one of the fields I was doing work in was field 1, because I hated that it was stuck on the withered state. It took like an hour to plow it. Like maybe 50 minutes or something to plow it. It was arduous, and that's not even the biggest field in the game. That's like the 4th or 5th biggest field in the game, right? I don't know. I will consider it. I don't know if it will get rid of this annoyance. Hopefully it would. But yeah, as far as our fields go, I've just put canola back in these ones, and we've got soybeans here. I've left this one purely because I want to do the rolling first, so I don't mess up the ground. So we may do the rolling today as well. I have some plans, and I have some like maybe ifs, maybe no's kind of ideas. You know, I'm thinking about Field 11, I'm thinking about Field 26 still, just because they're like max fertilized, and we've got wheat here, we've got barley here. Still want to turn this into grass, and you can see the fields that are fertilized the most are usually the ones that I've been working the most in. So the big fields that I can basically just put GPS on and let the tractor do its thing. In fact, I've been doing so much that a lot of these farmers have the appreciation bar maxed out already, as you can see. I'm not sure who owns this one. Okay, no, not this one. Field 11 I think I maxed out. Yeah, Field 11 I maxed out. Field 26 I think is getting there. Yeah, it's getting there. So yeah, that's the thing. What about Field 1? I'm getting there as well. Anyway, we are going to get into the case. We're going to start off by giving it a wash, repairing it up, and heading over to the shop. Because it is about time that we get some new equipment, and I have an idea of what we're going to do with it to start off with, because I mentioned that we should specialize right into forestry and agriculture, and we've been doing that. That is all underway. That reminds me, I do want to check on the trees as well, see how they're doing. But something else that we started, like, quite early on, and was honestly a complete waste of time and money, was the sheep. Like, we have 4 sheep. They haven't even produced, I don't think, a quarter of a pallet of wool yet. Oh no, they're finally up to a quarter of a pallet of wool. I don't know how many days it's been in-game since we bought them, but this is just nonsense. We need more sheep, or to sell the sheep. And I think it'd be a shame to sell the sheep, so we're gonna buy more. As far as the field jobs income goes, while I'm here, you can see 270k yesterday, 96k today. Some of this was before and during, or possibly just during the last episode, but yeah, this was our main source of income, and I'm so tired of it. I'm so incredibly tired of it. I want to start being fully self-sufficient with our own fields and our own equipment, especially as the appreciation bars are starting to fill up. It doesn't make any sense to keep doing work for the farmers around the map. Let's reset the case. Another thing I did, by the way, if I get in the Voltro, you'll notice I did swap the sprayer for the spreader. Something I want to buy at the same time as the JCB is a new weight, a bigger weight, because when this thing is full, it tips backwards slightly, even with the weight, so yeah. Mr. Case, it is time for you to go, my friend. You said sowed as well, but you are far beyond the equipment that we need at this point. So, how much are we gonna get for you? 72, almost 73k. Not too bad. Let's go ahead and sell this guy. $500,000. About to be significantly less in just a moment. As always in this damn game, we get a load of money and then I instantly spend it. Either way, this guy is what we are gonna buy. JCB Fast Track 8000. We're gonna go with it stock for now, as I say. Just to try and save a bit of money, right? Because that's 240, that's 225. At this point in the game, I think we should save as much as possible. So, let's go ahead and buy this guy. Boom. It's been done, peeps. It's been done. Look at the guy! Look at him! He's huge! Insert obvious joke here. My goodness, it's like we've gone from itty bitty tractor to what the hell is our guy's arm doing? That looks uncomfortable as hell. What the hell? There's so much room in here. There's 2 seats. Look at this guy. Oh. Oh, listen to that. Oh. That's so nice. I love that. Okay. This is amazing. This is gonna do basically everything except fertilizing and front loader work, because this thing can't have a front loader and it can't have thin tires, right? So the Vulture is going to do those jobs, but otherwise we're looking pretty damn good here. I'm just going to keep an eye on the map, make sure that we don't miss the harvesting state. But yeah, the first thing we're going to do is we're going to real quick pick up another weight, as I say. I'm not sure entirely which one. I assume the biggest one that looks nice, so this one, because I think we got one of these, yeah. Because these blocky ones I really don't like. And I assume this is 2,300 kilograms. Right, I assume this number is the amount of kilograms that it is. So we do want the biggest one possible. So I'm just going to grab this. Just so we have it. And all machines and tools from New Holland are currently on sale. I see. What kind of sale? Hang on. Wait. 5%? Okay, I'm not too concerned by the fact that it's just a 5% sale, but this might change what some of... Oh, I guess this one is also on sale, randomly, this guy. Because I was gonna say, well, that changes my plan. We could have gotten, like, this guy instead, but the price difference is so minimal that it doesn't matter. However, man, if only this was a bit later in the game, this sale. This would have been amazing. Because, like, all this forage equipment and this guy, all of the most expensive stuff in the game is basically on sale right now. But what I am interested in is the baler. And the reason why is because I kind of want to do baling anyway. Well, the sale is 6 hours, but I need the time up. Because we talked about silage bales, right, from Field 11 once we get that. But something to kind of mention is when harvesting Field 11, we could get some bales out of it as well. We already have the bale trailer, we just need a bale spike. We'd get a bit of extra money that way. The only thing is, it would take a little while for the cost of the baler to be repaid, right? But seeing as it's 5% off, we could just grab that. Oh my goodness, look how fast it is! I mean, it is called the fast track for a reason. Yeah, let's head here, because we're going this way anyway. May as well stop off here and swap the weights over. Right. So the Valtra can stop freaking out as much when it comes to the weight of the fertilizer spreader. And the JCB can carry around the smaller one for the time being, even though it isn't completely necessary. There we go. Look, it's level now. Perfect. There's only one weight bigger than this, but it looks awful, so we won't get it. Or we won't use it. So, that's why it looks tiny on this tractor. Keeping an eye on the map. So, we're gonna head towards the sheep farm. And Field 11 at the same time. I'm not gonna buy Field 11 right away, just in case something crazy happens in the meantime that we want to change our plans. But I think the sheep idea just makes sense. The only problem in this case is I need to drive like around, which is just slightly annoying. Normally I just drive through the field, but it's almost fully grown, so I won't do that. Yeah, this tractor should honestly last us to the end of the game. The only thing it can't do, even with the fully upgraded engine, is pull the biggest cultivator, I think. And I have no... Well, I have no interest in the biggest plow anyway, because you can't turn it. But, I think it can pull that anyway. Right? Now, we need to go to Mary's farm for the animals, which is quite the trek. Luckily, we have a JCB fast track now. So, speed and efficiency is of absolutely no concern to us because we have it. We have all of it. And I know that this is a lot of money to spend on just one tractor, but like I say, because it can do so much. You know what, I'm not waiting for you, you go less than half the speed of me. Because it can do so much, I think that it is a worthwhile investment. It'll be especially useful being able to pull a trailer. Trailers, in fact, because we're pulling one right now. But I mean the grain trailer, right? When we're doing harvesting and carting in general. Not going 10 miles an hour because the tractor has 2 horsepower is very nice indeed. Oh my goodness, the sound, the engine sound is so nice. I love that. That acceleration noise. Well, anyway, here we are. Now, I could buy 20 sheep, but I'm gonna buy 16. Because... Oh wait, no, we can only buy 10? 10 fits in there. In that case, I might go with 6 and make another trip. I didn't realize this trailer could only hold 10. I thought it was 20. But we bought 4 before. So if we buy 6 now and another 10, we'll have 20. The thing is, I just don't want to spend too much on them. Right? Don't want to go overboard. So we'll go with 6 for now. Yep, buy 6 sheep. We'll head back. I'll cut a lot of this out, because no one needs to see me driving back and forth on the same roads. Although it is very fun with our new tractor. Alright guys, I am back at the sheep farm with our 6 sheep. Let's go ahead and add them to the farm. So we have 10 in total. There we go. Look at those guys. Awesome. I also want to check what that does to the productivity and all that. Oh, I'm not sure. It looks the same to me. Maybe it'll update at some point soon. But either way, I'm gonna head back to the head back to Mary's farm and get 10 more. Minimum, at least 10 more, right? So we have 20 in total. And at that point, hopefully, the fields have grown and we can start work on possibly harvesting and baling in field 11. I wouldn't normally do baling with the round baler as far as straw goes, right? However, because you can only wrap round bales or silage bales, I feel like it would just make sense because it would kill 2 birds with 1 stone, even though it's something I wouldn't normally do. We already have the bale trailer, right? So we just need a bale spike, a bale fork. And we'd get a bit of extra money from the field that way. It obviously wouldn't repay the cost of the baler in one go, but that would happen quite quickly after a few harvests. It kind of makes me wish that I put wheat in field 23, which by the way looks amazing now that we've got it all planted. Because that would have been a lot of bales. That would have probably covered like half the cost of the baler, but we can put wheat in there next, like maybe wheat in field 24 and 23, because they're flattish, right? I mean, apart from that corner of field 24, you want flat fields, a flattest field as possible for round bales, because they're round. Duh. They roll away. It's very annoying. There go the fields. Okay. It's harvesting time. So the game back down to 1 times because I don't want the sale to end. And I am thinking we will go with the baler, seeing as we're going to want it eventually anyway, right? Simply may as well. Got 10 more sheep, as you can see. I do find it amusing that the Interactive mod says sheep at 100%. Don't know why I find that funny, I just do. And yeah, we're only gonna buy these 10 more and have 20 in total because yeah, we're down to 212,000. If we buy field 11, which we're most likely going to, that'll put us down to like 100k or less. The baler is another, I think it's 60k. I'm not sure. It'll be less with it being on sale, but let's say 60k. We're left with 40k, and then we're broke again. Never-ending cycle. Anyway, sheep time. Unload all 10 sheep. So we have 20 in total. There we go. 20 sheep. Not sure if you can visually see all 20. It looks like it's 18 visually. 4, 1, 2. Yeah, it looks like there's 18 visually. Interesting. As far as animals go. Oh, that's much lower, look. Interesting. Is this in-game hours or real hours, though? I don't know. Either way, they're gonna need more water and more hay and grass, which is what we're working on. While I'm here, though, I will just give them the water, seeing as the trailer is here. Because I think this has some water in it. Yeah, it does. This trailer looks tiny on this tractor. How do we unload? Is it I again? It is. Okay. Oh my goodness, they've made such a mess. Silly little guys they are. Look at them! Hello! Before I forget, let's grab the baler. 55k. Okay. That isn't too bad in this case. But it is going to, hopefully not bite us back in the long term. I will actually save just before I do that. But yeah, we'll go ahead and buy that guy. While I'm here as well, where's front loaders? Next to tractors, right? Yeah. Bale spike, we don't own one, okay. Grab the bale spike, that's really cheap. Really? Pun not intended, I just misspoke, but it is really cheap. It's meant to be really cheap. Okay, anyway, we'll want the Valtra. Something I'm gonna do. Where's the pallet fork? Here's the pallet fork. I'm gonna reset the pallet fork. Something because I think we only need it at the shop. Like, literally, only ever will need it at the shop. Before I... Okay, one thing at a time. Think and brain first, before act. Harvester first. At field 11. Field 11 first, because I can do all of these off camera, it doesn't matter. Field 11 is the most important. We're gonna get that harvested, we're gonna make straw. I did say that I wouldn't make any more straw, but because we've got the baler now, we can actually use the straw and sell the straw in a more efficient manner. It will also be interesting to see... I feel like the sell price for straw on this map is actually different. Because the straw math that I did in the last episode was in relation to the other map. I think it's called Sosnovka or something along those lines. Right? Where there's a sell point that is sort of constant. It doesn't, the price doesn't change, it is just a bale sell point. Whereas on this map, it is an actual place here, the barn, right? And you can see the prices here. Silage is actually really up, like a lot. But straw is down here. So I'm wondering if straw is just straw on this map, and it doesn't matter whether it's a bale or not. Something I should quickly check. Yeah, the size of the bale, the volume of the bale is the same between the two balers. Even though the round one looks significantly smaller. So that isn't a problem. But we are going to get this guy going. I'll try and remember to actually buy the field before I start this time, though. Give me one moment to drive around in circles. Unfold the guy, or unfurl him. If you get the reference. As always, you're a legend. I pressed the wrong key by accident. Don't mind me. There we go. Is straw swath on? It isn't. Become on. Good. So. Let's get that in position. Good. Now, field 11. Oh, it is more expensive than I thought it was. Interesting. Is there anything else that I'll be wanting to buy? I mean, yes, obviously. But I feel like we're just gonna have to hope for the best. Because, like, there's no way we're gonna afford field 26. But we'll have so many fields and so many different things going on, it should be okay, we should be able to get the money back decently quickly. I'm just thinking... the the two main things I want to get going forward after this, the next steps, are the large silo extension, which is 125k for another 100,000 silo capacity. And the other thing is, in sewing machines, we currently have the Rapid A600S. The upgrade to that is the Pronto 9, which not only has a 3 meter wider working width, it goes at the same speed, it's also a direct seeder, so you don't need to cultivate, it does all the same crop types, and it fertilizes at the same time. And the JCB can pull it. So this is another 100k. So we're looking at 225, basically $220,000 total for the next two upgrades. This puts us back down to basically nothing, but I feel like, I mean, this is barley, right? Yeah, this is barley, and it's plowed and everything. Yeah, it's plowed and everything. So I'm just gonna go with my instincts, like I've planned for this. So let's just go. New fields, 13k money left. We've spent $500,000 today. What a mess. We will need the JCB on hand for carting, and I'm gonna get the New Holland, not New Holland, the Valtra fertilizing field 23, so that's done and ready and I can get the thin tires off of it. Then we're gonna go back to the shop, pick up the baler, pick up the bale spike, and we're gonna start doing some baling, which is something we haven't yet done in the series. So it should be, hopefully, slightly remotely interesting. So I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, I am back. I forgot and didn't realize that I had forgotten to unpause the recording. Luckily, you really haven't missed anything. All I did is I repaired the Valtra, put the wide tires back on it, and I'm currently giving it a wash. I fully fertilized field 23, so once that's fully grown, we'll be ready to harvest even more soybeans. And I just need to go and unload the harvester, and I was right, it is, in fact, facing the wrong way. I'll just reverse over to the trailer. So yeah, we're going to get the Valtra ready to go and get the baling underway. Was there anything else that I was doing while I was over here? Oh yeah, I repaired it. So it cost 2,000 to repair, and the repair cost went down by like 70 a day, or like 80 a day, which is pretty nice. I think we should also repair the Massey and the seeder as well, but that can come in due time. We're going to reset the Valtra again. We're going to reset the front loader and the, oh no, not the bale trailer yet. Actually, we might as well just take the JCB and get that. Might be quicker. Let's get the Massey going again. I need to tidy up that one little line there that it missed, but that is no problem. So you can be put on the worker again. Like I say, the pallet fork is just gonna stay here. Oh, I should have cleaned the front loader. That's annoying. The pallet fork is just gonna stay here because this is where we load things onto trailers, right? So we can just put it here. Maybe not in front of the door, but we can just put it here, and then whenever we need to load trailers, it's just here, right? It makes the most sense to me. Bale spike and baler. Something I should check is if I've got the automatic unload for round balers mod. Because if I haven't, that'll be very, very annoying. Alright guys, we are back at field 11. I just got the round baler auto unload mod, so we can probably just go ahead and start this. I need to remember the controls. Unfold the baler. There we go. Lower it and turn it on. I can't remember exactly how the auto unload works. So... oh, change auto unload delay off. 5 seconds, 4 seconds, okay. Off should be fine. But we'll see. Now then, why haven't you auto-unloaded? We need to unload manually once. Oh no, wait, it's off. If we set it to 1 second, that might work. Oh my goodness, the harvester is almost full again. Oh, I did that. I didn't realise too soon, but we're fine anyway. Oh wait, no. Down. I was too busy looking at the harvester. I haven't used the round baler in a while. I've been using the square one. My other save. Alright, that's working fine, and it automatically closes again. And the harvester is pointing the wrong way. But yeah, I'm gonna keep going with this. I will bring you guys back probably once the field is done and we can start loading them onto the trailer. Alright guys, I am just on my way to pick up the bale trailer, and seeing as I'm heading to field 10, it's field 10, right, yes, I thought we'd check up on the trees together, because I have not seen them yet. And I hope they are more than just twigs at this point. So we're gonna find out together. We got about 40,000 barley from field 11, which is quite nice. Yeah, let's see here. Nope, they are still twigs. Do they have like a few more leaves on them? I think they do. I think they aren't the same as they were before. They still don't have a hitbox though. So yeah, they are growing. Just extremely slowly, as trees should. Here's the trailer. Let's grab it and let's head back to the farm. We have quite a lot of bales to pick up. And I'm hoping we get a decent amount of money for them. Because otherwise this would have felt like a bit of a waste. I never realised before that using a weight to pull this trailer might actually be the intended way. Because that is so close that, like, hits the tractor when I turn. I guess not at speed? Interesting. So yeah, I'll see you guys back at field 11. Alright, here we are. As you can see, there are bales everywhere. I'll put the trailer, like, somewhere here-ish, and I will move it as we go. The JCB, though, has more work to do because the harvester has more work to do in our other fields. It is worth mentioning that I found out that even our new JCB here, with its, what, 280 horsepower? Yeah, 280 horsepower. Still struggles a bit to pull this trailer when it's fully loaded, which I find a bit odd. Now we can start on the bale loading. So this is going to take a while, but I do want to see if we can do two at once. I'm not entirely sure how well it will work, but if we get one on one half of the spike, okay. Oh no, it falls off, okay. That's a bit unfortunate. Well, I wonder why that happens though. I need to somehow try and flip this over now. Okay, that wasn't too difficult. If the two at once method is too slow and difficult, we will just do it normally. Let's just see. I feel like that should stay on. Okay, it is now. And then the idea is we go like this. Right, we get two at once. Yeah, like that. And as long as they don't come off, we probably should have actually gone with the bigger weight, but as long as they don't come off, we can do two at once, right? We go like this. Gently. Slightly further back. We should probably put this side so we can load from the other side as well. There we go. That works, okay. Do a few more with you guys, but obviously I won't make you sit through the entire loading process. Oh, I thought it was lined up. Sadness. No, it's all going wrong. Can I nudge you across? Aha! No! Oh, I'll do it again. If this ends up being more time consuming than doing it normally, it'll be very funny. There we go, there's both of them. We can go from this side. And if they don't fly off, it should work. Yeah, oh, no. No. Yes. There we go. So, yes. I will do a bit of this, and I'll see you guys in a bit. Alright guys, it is a little while later, and as you can see here, we have some bales. Quite a lot of them, in fact. This is every single bale, including the spare one here, as you can see on the tractor. I should have counted beforehand, but 2, 4, 6, 8, 10, 12, 14, 16, add 14, add 6, 36, 37, I think, 37 bales, not too bad. The things that I'm curious about though, if if you remember earlier, we looked at this, where it says the price of straw. I want to see by selling the spare bale. It wouldn't make any sense if it didn't count for bales, but I do just want to check, right? Because in the last episode I said that you sell bales for 442 each. Well, like I said, that was going off of the Sosnovka prices, right? The way that map works. It might work differently here, in which case we'll get a significantly less money from the bales, but like I say, it's still extra money, it's still good to have. This we need to kind of be careful with, because it's so heavy and like unwieldy, I guess would be the word you'd use. The Vulture is managing to pull it, but it's not exactly ideal. If the price of the straw also is the price for selling the bales, then I will most likely just keep them all on the trailer until we get like a half decent price, because right now it's at 63. We could wait for it to go up to say 100, because I assume these three are sort of similar to each other at all times, or maybe these two, because this is dried grass, this is wet grass. I don't know. But either way, it's going down currently, so I would just leave them on here. We shouldn't need the trailer for a while anyway, because we bought it for the trees. And the trees are going to be growing for like still like 6 days? 5 or 6 days? In-game days, that is. So we should be good in that regard. As you can see, I've also harvested our starting fields. And we actually filled up on canola. So we're going to sell some canola just so we have a bit of money spare, and so that we don't keep the trailer busy by just holding canola, because that would just be kind of silly. I'm going to put these bales like here or something until we're ready to sell them. Hopefully they're not massively in the way. I don't see why they would be. Something like that. Just leave them there. And we'll check with this single bale what the sell price is. So, according to this, it's a 63 per 1,000 liters. So we should get 63 times 4. So, like 200, not 240, but 252? No, it's 442. Exactly the same as Sosnovka. Which means we can just sell them all now. There's literally no reason not to. Because I know that that price isn't going to change, because it never has for me before. That was less than ideal. I crashed the tractor in my excitement over some bales. This is incredibly good news, though. Because it means we can completely ignore this. It doesn't not matter what the prices are saying, we can always just instantly sell bales. This also tells me that the silage bales are going to be like 4,000 a bale. Oh, the badness, the badness, the badness. I saved it. I saved it. Did I save it? I'm saving it. I saved it. Ooh. That could have been bad. Are we ever going to fit through here? Oh my goodness, are we not going to be able to fit? Well, they're going to start selling, aren't they? Real quick before we sell, I'm going to save. Because it just looks so cool. I am recording, right? I am recording. It just looks so cool. I love stacking bales manually like this, because you just get so many more of them in one go. And I love how it looks, and it's really satisfying to do. Like, I don't know, maybe I'm weird for enjoying the process of stacking them, but I really enjoy doing it. Yeah, I say we just sell these things. Yeah, look, it's 442 for each. Yes! And they sell before they hit the doorway. Yes, look at that! That is so much more worth it than just selling the straw. Okay, this is really good. I'm going to actually put this back over here, so that everything's in one place. So you can see there's the JCB with 62% full trailer. Thank you, Inspector Mod. Is there room in the drive-through shed? Why would I put... Actually, no, there's one on the drive-through shed. I was going to say, why would I put trailers in the drive-through shed? That just wouldn't make any sense. I don't make any sense. Right, there we go. Bale trailer is put away. We've got the Massey next to the workshop, because we want to repair it. Right, I want to make sure I don't forget to do that. We can leave the weight, and we're going to swap the spike. Now, what I was trying to say there, spike with an F. That isn't a word. Leave the spike here and get the bucket, because we need to clean the sheep trough, or like the outside of the sheep trough. But first, I actually want to check how they're doing. Right. Productivity is apparently 0, and I assume that's because I've just launched the game. Wool is also set to 0, which is also wrong. Is there anything I need to take over there? The planter. The planter's still over at field 23, sadly. I'll bring that with the JCB because it's faster. Yeah, we're going to be planting grass in field 11, as I've said like 12,000 times now. We're going to sell a trailer of canola, and then the last thing I want to do today is do some rollering, so I can get field 22 going. It's currently field 22 has just been empty the whole time. Something else I'm going to try and do is start staggering the fields. So some are ready to harvest, some are almost fully grown, some are halfway fully grown, and so on and so on. So we don't spend all day like harvesting, and then all day replanting, and then all day fertilizing. There's a bit of everything going on. So I believe that we just pick up the grass that's been dropped here, and this will fix the cleanliness. There isn't even that much of it. There we go. Is that now fixed? Let's briefly speed up the time. Does that? No. Maybe the next hour? No, what? I'm not quite sure why the sheep are saying 0 of everything, because you can very clearly see that there's a wool pallet there. So yeah, I don't know. I hope that didn't go past the thing. Actually, no, I think that went up. I can check in the editing, but if anything ever drops on the inside of that, I don't think there's any way of getting it back, unless we glitch a tractor over the fence. But I don't see it anywhere. I think we're fine. Hello, sheeps! Hello! Very nice. Very good. Very sheep. Yeah, I don't know why they're saying that they aren't doing anything. Actually, why don't I keep the bucket here? Like how I kept the pallet fork at the shop. I'll just put the bucket, like, here. Actually, you know, I'll keep it here. And that way I can just drive up and pick up the grass. Oh, that's weird. The tire tracks are technically a texture that floats above the track. So they show through the bottom of the bucket. That is a little bit odd, but it's just farming simulator things, you know? This is just how the game works. So we're gonna repair this. We're currently at 1,090 a day. We go down to... That's so much better. 845 per day. That is much better. Oh, there we go. The sheep updated. 100% productivity, 28% wool, 100% cleanliness. They just need some more grass, which we'll be working on slowly, but we are working on it. And yeah, as you can see, canola's full. So we're gonna go to Goldcrest Pacific Grain, which is actually really nearby, which is extremely handy to sell that. I am still really tempted to uncheck this. Like, really tempted, because I don't see us ever plowing for the purpose of improving yield, because it takes so long to do. And the yield that you get is so minimal. It's only 10%, whereas each fertilizer state is 30, right? So, to me at least, I think I should just turn that off. The only thing I don't know if it does or not is if it makes it so that by default you get 10% extra, right? Or does it just mean that you don't get the 10% boost from plowing, right? So your max is 190. This is something I don't know. But anyway, we're gonna go here. We're gonna sell this. This should be... what's the price? 1.4. So if we do 31 times 1.4, let's say 1.5 for the ease of thinking. And well, let's do 30 times 1.5 and get 45. All right, so it'll be like 44,000, somewhere between 43 and 45,000 for the trailer load. Which, you know, that's reasonable. And look at this! We're actually going somewhere at a decent pace. Oh, that's great. Oh yes, follow the giant green beacon in the sky. Okay, here we are. Goldcrest Pacific Grain. We can get rid of that now. This is the right place, yes? Yes, this is the right place. Look at the money flow. This is the first big sale I've done in a while. That's suboptimal. That's suboptimal. 43,657. Not bad. This trailer doesn't really suit that. But what can you do? Let's take this back to the farm, and then, as I said, last thing for today is getting a little bit of that rolling done, so I can get every single field going, because currently we are kind of missing a field. And honestly, I might just do a lot of stuff in between episodes. Like, I know I always do, but usually it's in other fields, as I've been saying, like, you know, the bigger fields around the map, like fertilizing jobs and stuff like that, and cultivating and sowing, where the amount that I'm doing doesn't really matter, because I'm just getting money for the next episode, and if nothing else, just getting the appreciation bar up for each of the farmers. Which all that really does is it means that in the future, when we start buying more and more fields, once money becomes less of a problem, we won't have to go through all that process at that point. We can just buy the field instantly. Alright guys, I am back. I probably cut a lot of the last segment out, because I've learned something to make everything easier going forward, which is we're going to start here, where this dirt path is, because the texture change is a lot more obvious. So, I'll explain once again how this works. You've got two options, which is remove grass, yes and no. We want it set to no, because if it's set to yes, it will remove the crop itself, the grass crop, which is like, you know, we planted this for a reason. And then the ground type, which is, in this case we want meadow, which is the texture we're on now. Grass field is the planted grass in front of us. And this ground texture that we're going to be going over just now is dirt. So we want to line this up so that when we lower it, it will replace all of the dirt, which it does. Okay, this is the line that we want. So as you'll see, it changes the texture underneath the grass, but there's still grass growing there. And I think, as I've also said in the last one, we may still end up digging up the grass by accident, but the texture won't change, whereas with the grass field, the texture would change. I might explain a bit better sometime later, like in the future, but for now this is fine. So, we're gonna lift there, and there's like a little bit of a fancy thing I want to do with this. But we can just go back and forth here for now. The annoying thing is, it does change the grass to the harvested state, so we have to wait for it to grow all over again, but that's a small price to pay in my opinion. So we'll go to here, right? And then what I want to do is go over by 2, right? Skip 2 and go here, because I think the middle 2 should be a dirt track, like that one. And then in order to avoid the issue of digging up the grass at the end of this field, this entire section here can all be dirt. At least that's my idea. And I'll do this bit another time, because it's not important right now. Okay, good. That does line up. That's good. It's an awful lot of work for very little gain, but that's just how I work. That is unfortunately just how I work. And there we go. So now I want to select not mud, but dirt. And we want remove grass on yes. Alright, so if we lower this, there we go, you see how it removes the grass crop? This is my idea. So it looks like it's actually a part of the map. Hopefully this looks good. By the way, this is my first time ever doing like a landscaping project like this. It's quite fun. Yeah, look at that. That now looks like it's like 2 proper fields. That's awesome. Obviously I would ideally keep this bit grass, that strip, but I know it's not going to work because the second we get to the end, it'll just dig it all up. And even if we make the texture correct, there'll be no grass there anymore. The only awkward part in this case is going to be lining up where we start with this. And actually I will come back to this should I? Because if I come back to it later, I can probably do it more exactly. Well, I'll save real quick, and we'll try it. What I'll do is I'll start further forward, right? And I'll back up. That looks right. And probably turn around at this end to do it. So I can see better. Is that right? Or one more? One more. There we go. And I might... I mean, the problem is, with the sides, I think we're gonna just have to make do with the issue of cultivating through the grass. Because I don't want to put the dirt track all the way around the field. Or part way up the side, because that'll just look a bit odd. There we go. Make sure to turn and remove grass off before anything else, because that way, even if we make a mistake, we can just retexture it again and the grass will still grow. So let's look at this now. You can see that now doesn't have grass there. Weirdly, this does. Maybe it's just not wide enough to show up. Yeah, look, this all shows that it has grass, but it's clearly not actually there on the path. Okay. And I want to check the growth state. Yeah, it also says harvested now, sadly. But that's fine. Also turn that off again. Okay. Well, I will probably leave this here for now, because this is basically all I wanted to do on camera. It looks really nice. I was not expecting it to look so nice, but yeah, we've got our own little path here now. The grass that will hopefully stay if I do everything correctly, and you know, play carefully. And I just need to do literally all of the rest of it, which will take forever, but I won't bore you guys to death by doing that on camera. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. Off camera, I will work towards upgrading the seeder. I'll probably keep this one, but being able to use that will just be a huge step up for us. And what I'll most likely do is get enough money from the next soybean harvest to buy that, and then start replanting most of the fields with that one. And we can plant several fields at once with that, because we'll have the GCB for that planter, and the Voltra, of course, can still use the Rapid A 600S. But yeah, hopefully you guys have enjoyed the video. We've done a lot today. We bought a new tractor, we bought Figure 11. It's not planted with grass yet, but that's fine. We did some baling with a baler that we got on sale. We sold a bunch of bales for quite a lot of money. We sold a trailer of canola for the first time in a long time for also a lot of money, and we're not actually ending the episode being broke, which is a first. So yeah, if you have enjoyed, make sure to go ahead and hit the like button. Let me know you're enjoying the series. Comment if you wish. Subscribe if you haven't already. Look at me using my old outro. And I will see you all in the next one. Talk to you all then.